And let's wrap up Wild Card Weekend here with the Monday night game, the Buccaneers versus the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 3-point favorites, road favorites in this game. The total for this one is 43.5, 6:15 ESPN start time on Monday here. And this is to me, this is very similar to last year's Monday night game with the Bucks versus Cowboys, where the Bucks won the division, but they were not playing very well. As of late, the Bucks have not been playing well, even though they have won. They beat the Panthers 9-0. They didn't score. Baker Mayfield is beat up. The Eagles, I mean, there's not enough that can be said about how putrid they've been. Awful since Nick Sirianni told all the Chiefs fans to shut up. And now if they lose, the Eagles could be making a coaching change, which
Mike Vrabel is open, Philadelphia.
No, get him out. No, Mike Vrabel cannot go there. I don't want Mike Vrabel going there. They need to hire somebody. They need to hire like Hugh Jackson or something. And
Brad Childress.
Brian Ferentz.
Yeah. Or Brian Ferentz. Yeah, Brian Ferentz. That is what the Eagles need to fix that offense right now, is bring on Brian Ferentz. But this is, the Eagles defense has been terrible. The play calling is broken. They're just very, very predictable. Jalen Hurts is beat up. I don't know if you guys saw his finger, but that was disgusting. They had a chance they needed the Cowboys to lose, and the way the Cowboys game started, the Cowboys kind of were struggling a little bit in a very winnable game. They just came out and laid an absolute egg against the Giants. This is a game too that I think Todd Bowles, he's going to send a lot of pressures, similar to like what Wink Martindale did against the Eagles, to just put pressure on Jalen Hurts and confuse him in ways that he hasn't seen. And something that Jalen is still not very good at is being an anticipatory thrower, where he can't throw guys open. I think not giving him time back there, I think that's going to cause problems. But on the flip side of it, Baker Mayfield's hurt, and the Bucks offense is also sputtered the last couple of weeks. And how healthy is Baker? I'm not really sure. If Baker is healthy, I really like I really think I would pick the Bucks to win this game, but I'm a little bit on the fence because I think the Bucks receivers are going to be able to stretch the field against the Eagles secondary, but can Baker get it there? Also has a lot of troubles with batted balls. I think this is a game too where the Eagles defensive line could feast. But what are your guys' keys to the game on this one?
There's just so many red flags for both of these teams. Eagles, obviously, that secondary might be the worst in football. To be honest with you, they're just terrible. There's obviously a culture issue there right now, which I think is the bigger issue in that team. So how are they going to react to that? Because it's very obvious. Hurts and Brown are not on the same page. Every time they throw to each other, it seems like there's going to be World War X between the two. They don't realize their running back's their best offensive weapon, yet we're not going to use him. So, I don't know if it's a Sirianni thing. He's just stupid. He's gone crazy. I have no idea. But they have a lot of red flags.
I think it's a Brian Johnson issue.
It could be. It's just something's not clicking there. So, something's going to have to happen this offseason, no matter if they win or lose today or on Sunday. But
Monday.
The Bucks, I don't know. They're not great. They're decent. Their stats are terrible. They pretty much outgained in every statistical category in offense and defense, or on offense, whether it's passing, rushing. Their opponents have averaged more yards, more touchdowns, all this stuff, but yet they actually only give up 19 points. So their defense is actually fairly elite, but their offense is just so bad. It makes this probably the hardest game to pick all weekend.
It really is.
Yeah, this game, guys, could either be so bad it's good, or one of these teams figures it out and they just absolutely obliterate the other team? I don't know. But one thing I do know is Tampa Bay, they pass block like one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. And Ethan, you mentioned it, Philadelphia's secondary is so bad. Sidney Brown, the one bright spot for them, tore his ACL last week, so he's done.
Yep.
So if I'm Tampa Bay and I can block up front and I can give Baker time, I'm chucking it down the field. I'm taking some deep shots because I just don't think this, especially with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, I don't know if this Eagles secondary can hold up. And if they can get some big deep shots early in the game to get this confidence going, maybe the Eagles' will to live will just break because they're just like, we've had 2 defensive play callers this year. Our defense had 30 less sacks than it did the year before. We've lost 5 of the last 6 games. It's like you said, it's just broken and they can't do it. So, and you're Tampa Bay. You're 9-8. What's there to lose? Everyone thought you were going to be 4-13 this year, lining up to draft Drake May. Why not just get after it and see what happens, and have some fun, with it right there. And for Philadelphia, for the love of God, run the ball. I mean, you 2 starters on your offensive line went to the Pro Bowl. 3, Landon Dickerson and then Cam Jurgens and Mulata were backups. Popular fan vote there, but don't let Todd Bowles in this Tampa Bay defense come at you. Run the ball, keep Baker on the sideline, kind of go back to what was working for you well last year, just dominating the line of scrimmage, and then set up the play action game. And when you set up the play action game, then maybe you can hit AJ deep, or you can get Devontae Smith going, or Dallas Goedert on some of those linebackers. But like I said before, Brian Johnson, he got this job promoted to take over for Shane Steichen. He got a job that he didn't deserve, but he checked a couple boxes. Jalen had a career year on a Mickey Mouse schedule, and they were like, hey, this guy knows what he's doing, when actually it was all Shane Steichen. But nobody wants to, actually have tough discussions and self-evaluate their coaching staff and like, you know what, this guy's probably not actually good at his job. But hey, that's not my problem. That's Nick Sirianni's problem. And another thing, if you're Philadelphia, you have to find Antoine Winfield Jr. in every single play. If he's up at the line of scrimmage, he's probably blitzing, and he not only is he going to knock you down, Jalen, that ball's coming out. And when he's playing deep center field, you got to find him, because if not, he will pick a pass off. And you know what? I think a turnover 2 is going to be the difference in this game. So we'll see. And then I also think Philadelphia needs to get Jalen going on the ground. Get his confidence up, because he's at his best when he's running through some people and he's getting some first down with his legs, and he's kind of playing like his freshman year at Alabama. So I guess we'll see. It's an interesting game. I think it could get sloppy, but it also has potential to be a good game.
I'm curious what the over-under on turnovers is in this game, because I feel like this is going to be a game where there'll be at least 5.
It's going to be
probably. I mean,
and whoever commits the last one is going to lose.
You got to think Baker's probably good for at least 2. Jalen's going to turn it over at least once, because he led the league in turnovers this year. And one of these receivers for Philadelphia is probably going to have the ball knocked out by Winfield. So,
yep.
Yeah, like I said right there, there's 4 right there, Dylan.
So, if there's a prop bet for the turnovers, we need to find that and bet the over.
And bet the over.
Yeah. Predictions. I still there's I don't know if I can if Baker was 100% healthy, I think the Bucs win this game, but he's not. And I can't believe I'm doing this, because I don't feel good. Like it's honestly a coin flip game, and I think, Grant, what you said, this game is going to be so ugly. It's good. Game should have been played on Thursday Night Football.
This should be the Peacock game.
Yeah. See you.
This should.
The cock. Sorry, this should be the cock.
Yeah, this should be the cock. I still think the Eagles. I think they find enough drives to where they'll move the ball, but I think they're gonna kick a lot of field goals. I think they win 22-20. So the Eagles win, but the Bucs cover.
So the Bucs are actually the great team.
Yeah.
Yes.
the team.
Correct.
As much as I want to pick the Eagles, they lost to they got shit stomped by an absolutely awful team last week with the division on the line. Let me add, there was no, they weren't sure if Dallas was winning or not. Let's be real, they weren't probably paying super close attention. They still got shit stomped, but I can't pick them until they show something again, and they haven't showed something for over a month now. So we're going with the Bucs 21-16.
All right.
And
Grant?
changes are coming. Changes are coming in Philadelphia if that happens. Yeah. Oh, Dylan, like you said, I really don't know who to pick in this game. I don't want to pick either team, but I just look at the demeanors.
And you can't pick a tie.
And I cannot pick a tie. The game will not end as a tie. Just the demeanor of these quarterbacks. Baker, he's too emotional and unhinged for me. I think the calmness and the old soul that is Jalen will propel Philadelphia in this game to make one or two more plays than Tampa as a team. So I'll go with the Eagles 27-19.